so beautiful. I did a giveaway over on TikTok and people were like, these covers. I'm like, I know, right? They're so beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah, Hang Lee is a
Oh,
magician.
she did our my author collab book I just did with Jennifer Prost, and
Oh,
she did
for
such
you.
a good job on that. And I don't have a copy sitting here; it comes out next month. But she did that cover for us, and it's so good. So,
She's amazing.
so good. Well, hey, Amazon, welcome back. I'm so excited to introduce you again to Helena Hunting. We're going to talk about her newest book here today on Amazon and all the places. So welcome wherever you're watching from. Please leave a chat in the comments. You can come over on Amazon and watch us, or leave a comment wherever you're at, and we'll look at them after we're done. But we're so excited to do this live with all of you and talk about Helena's newest books and some fun books that she has coming, which I don't know if I'm allowed to share this, but
Oh, you have an arc?
I don't even. Arc. You don't have an arc? Oh my God.
I don't have a physical copy.
Okay,
but I know
I just got this, and
amazing.
your publicist made my day. Who was it? It was Sarah Lacotti. She sends the best arcs.
Yes, she does. So, I don't have a copy of that yet, but I love that you do, and I'm hoping that I'll get some copies soon.
I haven't started it yet. Because I always feel bad. I start it and then I want to talk about it with everyone, and I'm like, oh yeah, you don't have it.
Yeah, it's still a few months away. It's a few months away.
It is a few months away
anymore.
But in the meantime, because it's the third book, if you guys want to catch up on 1 and 2, I got those linked below too. These are actually finished copies. They send me physical copies now and the arcs, and now I do giveaways on all the arcs, and I love this series so much. First of all, it's hilarious. I always tell people that. They're like, so welcome.
Thanks. It was a fun series to write, and I think Harley's book is my favorite in the series. Her story, I loved writing it. I loved her as a character, and I loved the kind of second chance, fall in love with the former nanny kind of. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to write, and I love writing kids. I love writing kids for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they really they give me joy.
Yeah.
When I write them into stories, and they get to figure prominently, right? They make me happy.
Well, you've really hit all the fun tropes on these 3. So I can't wait for the finished copy of this one too, because they're so beautiful, and you have beautiful covers for these. But I mean, even this one, I think I snort laughed reading this one. It was just so funny. And then
the opening with the hobby horse. Did you ever look? And I feel like
I had to. It's a thing. I'm like, what?
I went down a rabbit hole, a really deep rabbit hole of hobby horse enthusiasts, and it's a real thing. And I was like, this needs a place in a book because it is absolutely real.
And then I loved, the whole billionaire in a bar feeling normal, and I don't know, I love those characters too. And then so I'm really excited for this one. So you guys can order this down below. I've linked it. This one comes out January, maybe?
January 24th, I believe. So it's some time, but yes, it's on.
So pre-order it so you don't forget, because I always forget, and then I'm like, oh, I wish I had that book. I see everybody talk about it on release day, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had that. So speaking of, really funny, I actually pre-ordered your book, and then I don't know, must have forgot, and then I'm like, I think I'm gonna order that book. So then all of a sudden 2 came, and my husband, I had to start hiding my books because he unboxes things, and I'm like, so I told him, I have to unbox things for TikTok, so you can't unbox them, because he's so nosy, number one, and he's like, why did you buy that 2 times? And I'm like,
oops.
So now I'm like, I have to unbox that for TikTok, so don't open anything. And so now he can't make comments about how many books I like to buy 2 times. So we're doing a giveaway over on TikTok on this one, and Friday I'll pick a winner and mail it out Saturday. So if anybody wants to grab a copy of this, come over and follow Helena and I on TikTok.
Thanks.
So,
Thanks.
well, yeah, I'm
I like your video. TikTok is like a weird. Sometimes I'll go on TikTok and I'm like, oh, this is a rabbit hole,
yep.
and yeah, it's a rabbit hole, and once you're in it, it's really hard to get out, right?
I have it so cultivated. I'm so proud of my TikTok that it's all dogs and books and coffee.
Nice.
So
Oh, good.
when I look
Okay,
at TikTok, my cup is full, and then I'm like, okay, now I can go do life now because it's books and dogs.
that's fantastic. My husband would be like, "Can I look at your TikTok?" I'm like, "No, no,
No.
you can't," because I do not want tractor TikToks on my TikTok. Like, you
Right?
cannot look at tractors and wood
Yeah,
on my, and that's what he'll do. He'll start looking at tractors
and then
and
you see
wood
them. Yeah, you can't mess
and
up the out
birds.
birds.
Yes, I don't know. He's like at 95 years old, but he's not. He's in his
So,
40s.
question: does your husband read your books?
No, no, he does not. He's read 2 of the 30 plus books that I've written. He's not a reader. He listens to audiobooks and he really likes um more like thriller mystery, but the 2 that he read Clipped Wings and he wasn't his favorite. And he which is like the first book I ever wrote. And he read Pucked and he was like, "This is the book." And I'm like, "You're saying that because there's
Number one is
stuff."
so juicy and good.
Yeah, well, there was specific stuff in there. I was like, "I know exactly why you like this." But anyways, he wasn't wrong. It at the time it was the book. So he was right, but he's never read anything else since. So
So
yes, he doesn't.
Sunday, my husband was really quiet up in his office, and I was like, I wonder what he's doing up there because I'm down here cleaning, and I'm like, what are
Yes.
you doing? So I go upstairs and I open the door, and he's sitting there reading my book, and I'm like, what are
Oh,
you doing?
it's weird, isn't it? It's a
So
weird
weird.
feeling.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm at this part, and he starts talking about it. I'm like, no, don't read my book. And he's like, why? I'm like, it's embarrassing.
But it's so weird, isn't it? Because like you live with them, like they know you,
Yeah.
it's your person, but it's a strange thing to
Yeah.
have them like that much inside your head.
Yes.
Yeah, like definitely. And I this just came in the mail today for
Oh,
everybody. I'm so excited that it showed up today. I know you sent it
perfect
like a million.
timing.
I know. I was like, could the timing be any better? I'm very excited to start.
Oh, well, I'm just happy to bless you because you always, I mean, your books are, I'm an auto buy for you. Anytime you have a book come out, I'm there. Like you were talking about special editions, which can you show those to us so that
I
other people,
can, yeah, yes. Sorry, I have to roll a little
no,
bit.
that's okay. Because
So,
anytime you have something new, I'm like, now I have to add it to my serial killer trophy shelf where I have to have all the books, all the varieties.
so like a long time ago, we started planning for the Pucked series, which have like they're the Hawkeye covers,
Oh,
right? Like Hawkeye
they're
covers, like
one of my favorite series. So funny thing, I don't know why randomly, but last Christmas, you know, I'm a mood reader, so I
yeah,
like to buy
yes,
everything, and I like to have it available. And for some reason, and probably because I took a break, I finally slowed down over Christmas. And then I'm like, what do
yes.
I want to read for my soul? And your Pucked books just called to me. And so I was binge reading them. And then I ran out and I was like, so I was quickly ordering more. And that's what I did all over Christmas last year was read all the Pucked.
I love when you can binge a series. I did that. This summer, maybe earlier than this summer, with Laura Thalassa's The Four Horsemen. I like binged that whole series in like 4 days.
It's
And
comforting.
yes, it is. It is. It's so comforting. And then I binged. Who else did I binge? Oh, Raven Kennedy's Depleted Prisoner series. Oh my goodness, so fantastic! If you love like fantasy, it's like the Myth of Midas, and it's just unbelievable. And she's such a quality writer, and it's fantastic. There's one more book in the series coming next year, and I can't wait for it.
So
Um,
I love this series so much, but you redid them. Are you allowed to share that or no?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they are on Amazon now. Like they're available.
And you
They
have stuff
finally.
on your website too. So if anybody wants some
Yes.
merchandise and things like that, they can check that out. And is it HelenaHunting.com.
HelenaHunting.com. Yeah. So I wanted to have the non-Hawkeye covers for people who didn't want everybody to know what they were reading. I mean, it still says Pucked, right?
Yeah.
But they all,
Oh,
it's
I
like a
love
rain.
them.
Yeah. So we did them. I have limited hardback editions,
Ooh.
but this like they're all the same color, and these ones are
Oh,
really,
beautiful. So,
so they're kind of
oh,
cool.
everybody in the comments is oohing and eyeing. Yes.
Thanks.
Yep, I ordered from the website. I needed them, right? That's what I think. Like, I need them. I love that TikTok where they're like, I could read it on Kindle, but then how will I put it on my serial killer trophy shelf?
Killer trophy shelf. I love that. And I think for I just I love the hardback editions because they've got the discreet
Yeah.
kind of um jacket, and then underneath is the Hawkeye cover. But I wanted to be able to have a paperback option as well, because I don't know, I love hardback editions, but they just go on a shelf.
They're so
And yeah, they are, but they're heavy, and if you read before bed, they hit you in the face and it hurts. So yeah, I really wanted to make sure that I had um, the an alternate, and that was those. Yeah. So
Lisa
now,
says, I love the little animals. The little animals are on them too.
oh, on what she's talking about on the spine.
Yeah.
So on the spine of
Yeah.
every single cover is a different animal, like that represents who they are. And I think probably one of my favorites is the one on Pucked Under and
Oh, the dog. The dog.
over the dog. But it's the wiener dog, and he's got stitches down the middle in there. I mean, that has meaning. If you've read the book,
Yeah.
you'll know it. But yeah.
And then one thing I love about your books is that they're kind of interconnected. You don't have to read them all in order. It's always cool to do that. But you also have so many series that you can just kind of go through, and then they're Easter eggs. They're like, oh, that person and that person. And I don't think,
Yeah.
well, okay, I was a little extra. I had to wait to get your second book, and I bought the first one too. Well, actually, I think I bought this one like the week before, so I read it so I could be prepared for this one, because I like to read them in order, like you. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to
Yeah.
binge them all, you know. And so
Yeah.
figuring out, I didn't know what they were about, and so when I got them and I opened them, I was like, oh, I get
Oh,
it, they're connected. And I was like late to the party here, but that's fine, okay. And so I just loved that, you know, you get to take a little step in time. Like you said, you like to write the kids. Well, if you love Helena's books, there's like a little map of their cast.
yeah.
So,
Little Lives cast of characters. It's
yes.
in book. It's in, yeah. I put it in all the books because I did this series specifically is next generation, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the
And
kids of
and seeing the
kids.
kids but the parents still, and just I love that. I love that so much. So, okay, I think it's the third one, but I linked it because I know you have it a pre-order. A Shattered Truths. Is that in
Yeah.
the series?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Third
So
book.
that's ready for pre-order. You guys can grab that. It's $4.99 right now, so you can get that. So you lock in your price and have that on your release date, whenever that is. Do you know when that is?
It's currently set right now for August 29th, but that was like literally the farthest day out that I could put
So
it. So
far. But you guys can
yes.
pre-order it, so you guarantee that you have it on release on your Kindle. So
Yeah, thanks.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that'll be
what else
fun.
have you been working on?
So I have a book that's probably coming out next summer-ish, early, like late spring, early summer. It's a standalone. It was so much fun to write. There's a Sphinx cat in it. I'm a big cat person, and my cat right now is sitting on the other side of my computer. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I'm
that's
so
okay.
sorry.
Do you have a
Um,
Sphinx cat? Do you have one?
do
They're
I
hairless ones, right?
do I have a say that again?
Do you
Sorry.
have the hairless cat? Do you have that?
Don't. I love them. They have to wear sweaters.
I know. I
They're
was
like,
thinking you got to dress them up, right?
yeah, you do. They're like little gremlins. And they're so adorable. They're just so cute. So I put one in a book because I was like, I need to do this. And there's like cat cafes and all that kind of stuff. It is so fun. It was such a fun book to write, and I'm in the process of like edits right now. But that should release sometime late spring, early summer. And then I have I'm working on BJ's book. He's the third book in this series. And then I have a couple other projects coming up. I have like um, another H hunting book, but it's a standalone, and it's like super, super, super angsty, and it's way off the hook, and it's way off the hook, and it's very, very long. Like I thought this book was long, and it is.
I didn't
But
feel
this
like they were that long. They were just so good. Like you just kind of dig into them.
Thanks. It's like it's over 120,000 words, which is a lot of book. For me, normally I write in like the 100,000 word range, but this one is like 150,000 words of. It's big. It's a
That
long
is a
book.
big book. I think Penny Reed released one this year, 10 Trends, and that was a thick one
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
them. Love them.
That book was so fantastic. I loved 10 Trends to Seduce Your Best Friend. That was like, I love that book. And it was 150,000 words. And when I finished reading it, she was like, oh, wow, thank you. I know it was really long, and I know time is precious. I was like, I loved every moment of reading that book.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
those are the
Yeah.
books you don't want to end. So when that it's going to last a while, you're just like, oh thank God. Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, I had this conversation. Monica Murphy, who
Oh,
she just, I think, if she's not releasing today, she's releasing tomorrow. But she and I were talking the other day, and the book A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. I don't know if you've
so
seen
big.
that.
Yeah.
It's so girthy, but it is a really long book, and so is the things I wanted to say. Like those are like solid 150K massive books. So yeah, people love long books.
Yep. Well, and there's some that like shorter ones too, and I think you cover all the bases. Um, we talked about that a little bit earlier. I want to hit on that again because I love, okay, it's like how can you sit down and watch a show on Amazon Prime and it has one episode and you're like, come back when you're serious. Okay?
Yes.
Come back when you bring something to the table. So, I mean, not that, I just started a series and I have one out, so, stand by, two more in the wings, but when I find an author like you that has such an incredible backlist and they kind of connect in some way, it's like the gold mine, you guys. It's like where to begin, where to begin. So if someone's watching right now and they have no idea where to begin, where would you direct them?
So I guess that really depends on what they're interested in, right? Like if you want something angsty and new adult, Little Lies is a really great place to
Yep.
start because it's angsty, steamy, very spicy, new adult romance. But if you like sports romance, kind of a gentle introduction would be A Lie for a Lie, though.
Okay.
I would like that's a bit more of a gentle.
Yes, I think so. I like your Alaska one the best. I cannot
Yeah,
remember which one that was.
that's A Lie for a Lie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the beginning. But that being said, if you do not like secret baby romance, don't start there because what I learned after I wrote that book was
But I liked
your
it.
secret baby. You can't keep the secret baby a secret. You have to tell people that there is a secret baby in the secret baby romance so that they are not surprised because some people don't like secret babies. So, but I'm telling you that, but it's okay. I'm not giving away
No.
everything. Know
That
that
was a
there's
good
secret
one.
babies.
No, I like that one. I like secret babies when they're done well, and that one was done well.
Thanks. I think I don't know. I love the idea of a secret baby and redemption arcs and all of that kind of stuff.
And I
Um,
job too.
yeah.
How she was in science. She was in like, um the whatever. She worked at the
And marine biology. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she had. I mean, she had so many masters, right? Like she had 3 master's
yeah.
degrees because
She was
she
so
took them.
educated. She's like, well, I don't know where he is, so I'll just do this on my own, and it was great.
Yep.
It's great.
I loved writing that series. I had so much fun with. It was nice. And it's a spin-off of the Puck series, but you don't have to read the Puck series
Yeah.
to read
You did a really
the
good job on your play on words here. It looks like a bad word, but it's not.
It does actually look like a bad word. It doesn't look as much like a bad word on the new version. Now it looks like a play on words, right?
Yeah.
With the ice font instead of the distress font. But yeah, those are the places that you can start. But you can also start, like, if you want more of a contemporary emotional romance, if you like small town, then Love Next Door is a great place to start. It's got a bit more of a women's fiction-y feel to it, I think.
Yep.
A
These
little
are
bit.
really
It's like,
good too.
thanks. I loved writing those. They really are loosely based on like the Lake District where my parents' cottage is, and it's such a calm Zen place to be, and so it was fun to kind of write those books. Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of launch points, right? Because I
I
have
remembered you saying that, and I liked Clover. Kind of, you tipped into that with the lake cottage there too. So
I did. Yes, yes. Yeah. I brought them back into that area. Because that's where they all retired, right?
yep.
That's where all the in Muskoka, in Ontario, where I'm from, the Muskoka Lake is huge, and a lot of like hockey players and Canadian like movie people, they all have their summer home is up there.
I love that.
They're giant mansions on the water.
Yeah,
Like it's very
cabins.
like cabin, like the 2-bedroom cabin with the
Yeah,
walls that
that's their
are like
garden shed.
right, and everything is like beautiful and like landscaped. No, yeah, but regular cottage is not quite that fancy.
What are you currently reading right now?
So I am about to dive into an arc. I've got like I love that I get to do this. Kylie Scott has a book coming out next year, and I have an arc of that, so I'm very excited. I love Kylie. She does great. Like her humor is so fantastic, and she just writes really fantastic romance. So I'm excited to jump into that. And then one by Samantha Young. I'm excited for
Oh,
that one.
what do you have of Samantha's?
Oh
Is it next summer's With You series?
no, it's a I, the the name of it is escaping me right now,
Is
but
it
in
her
my phone,
cosmic one?
it's the cosmic one. Yes, yes. So
Yes,
I
I have that on my Kindle right now from NetGuy, and I'm really excited for that one. She's bringing like a nerdy romance into that one with NASA.
love,
Yeah,
love. I'm
yeah.
so excited.
Uh,
And I just finished Catherine Powell's Shattered Sea, and oh my gosh, what a fantastic
yeah.
book! I loved it, loved it. It was so great, and I can't wait. Like
I know.
as I'm
Kyla's story.
reading,
I kind of hinted to her. I was like, "Do you have an extra arc?" And she
yeah,
didn't say anything. But I was like, "Oh, it's like
oh, it's so good. And then the next book is Ramses, so I will be like texting her and be like, "So whenever it's ready, I'm here for
yeah,
you."
right. I'm here for you. I will share you. I share her anyway. She already knows that. I love her. All her books. So here's a funny, embarrassing story. I went to Book Bonanza. Well, you went to Book Bonanza too.
Yeah,
And
you were there. Yeah.
I know I wasn't like the kind that I couldn't get like a band or wait in lines. I don't know. I get really anxious in big crowds, and I'm like really introverted and shy. So I just kind of like stay in the folds and check out all authors. But one of my roommates came up and said, "Oh, I found an Easter egg. You know how all the authors, you guys will put like books around and people find them."
Yes.
And she found a Shattered Sea, and I was like, "I'll give you $40 for that right now."
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, "Okay." And it's the other cover,
Oh,
beautiful
it's
cover.
so beautiful. The
But
alternate
I
cover.
collect the original covers, so I was like, "Of course, I'm extra. I had to buy the other cover so that I have both."
I'm there. I'm there with you. I think I have 4 different versions of Verity on my shelf
Yeah.
by Colleen. hardcover. Like I have all of the versions. And my friend's 12-year-old daughter was like, "You have that?" I'm like,
You are not reading that.
well, she's reading a lot of Colleen Hoover. But I was like, so I just said that you gotta please wait like 3-ish to 5 years before you dive into that one. I mean, do whatever you're gonna do,
Or
but you can't read any of these. They're all signed.
no,
Yeah, like
I was so
untouched.
excited to get to read Shattered Sea back in July. I was like, oh, I need, but then it was so hard because I read Shattered Sea, and then I'm like, oh, well, now I really want the one in October, and
I know.
then now
Yes.
Shattered Sea is coming out, and I'm like, okay, but
Yeah,
I need the one in October. That's the double-edged sword of getting arcs early is
it
then
is.
messed up with everyone else. Now I'm like, yeah, Shattered Sea, check, we got it. Get everybody get it, but come on, let's gear up for October.
I know the next one, right? Yeah. I'm so excited for the next book in the series. I'm like,
And then she
I can't
starts a new series in January. Uh,
wait.
yeah, she's great for sure. And then Samantha Young, cannot stress how much I love her books. And A Cosmic Kind of Love, I just pulled it up. And I
Yeah.
remember when I had her on the show last spring, she was telling me about this series and just describing it, in her beautiful accent. I was like, just take my money, Samantha.
Right?
Good.
Yeah, it does. It's so yeah, like here, please, all the money. You can
Yes.
have it.
So
I
yeah,
want
IT, NASA, nerdy guy, and I'm all for the science. Tech. I think that's why I like Penny Reed's stuff. Really, she's like the
yes.
grandmother of all books that came out. I mean, did you ever read the Winston Brothers series?
I have them all. Yeah, I love that she writes quirky
Quirky.
quirky,
Yep.
but she writes STEM characters and that like the science,
Yeah.
math, um characters, and she does them so well, and like
Yeah.
it's so beautifully executed, and her just she's got such great storylines, such amazing
Yeah.
characters with so much depth. Like I love Penny as an author and as a human being. Like she's just so cool. And the Winston brother covers, they just give me life. Like they're so cool. I am a cross stitcher and they
Yeah.
speak to my cross stitching soul. When she came out with those, I was like, I'm so in love. Like these are the smartest, coolest covers I have ever seen. And
And
I'll stand
she
by it.
posted that she's doing merch and swag and stuff like that. And she was like asking, I think in her group, her shark group, what would you guys like for merch for this? And no, we're not doing lube. Just laugh. And then she's so funny because that Winston's own a mechanic shop for those of you that don't know what that means. But they wear the blue coveralls. I haven't bought the paper doll book. I mean, because
Oh my gosh.
when I'm
Yeah,
into an author, I'm like, just I have to have it all
the
of it.
paper dolls are amazing though, right? Like Penny is such a smart, and the Winston Brothers is being made into a
Oh,
TV. Like I cannot wait. Like I'm so excited, and it couldn't have happened to like a more amazing human being. So yeah,
absolutely.
I love
I
that
mean,
for her.
truly, I think that's what I love about indie books too. I mean, I love trad too, but indie books get to kind of develop a really unique style, and there's no holds back. Like you can just do what you want and make your covers what you want and make this whole world that I mean I there's just so much freedom in indie authors, and that's part of why I started the show is I really wanted to make sure that indie authors got in readers' hands because I feel like if you don't know, you don't know, and you miss out on so many books that are just incredible.
I do think Book Talk has been fantastic for getting those books in front of readers' eyes in a different way, right? Like I do think we're seeing a lot more indie books that end up on bookshelves in stores, like and I love that. I love that we're seeing that's
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
Yes. So, what else? I always like to ask our authors, what are you watching right now?
Oh my gosh, what's the oh, it's something in Ohio. It's like this girl who's from a cult in like a satanic cult. It's like I don't can I say that?
Yeah.
But it's yeah, okay. It's on Netflix and I started watching it, and I was like, this is wild and totally believable. And it's mind-blowingly fascinating. And then we've been rewatching the Stranger Things series
Yeah.
because my husband missed a couple of seasons and he was very confused. So then we went back and rewatched the whole thing, and it's such a different experience when you rewatch a series,
Yeah.
right?
I think
Yeah.
last
What
time we
about
talked, you were watching it.
probably? I mean, I think I've watched it a few times now, which
Now, do
is
you guys have Surfer Boy pizza there?
no,
So we
no.
do here in our Walmarts, and so it's actually really good. And my daughter kept seeing it on TikTok, and she's like, "I want to go see if we can find the Surfer Boy pizza." And I'm like, "Okay." So we go and find it, and I'm not a big frozen pizza person because I make it myself, but it's a really
Yeah.
good pizza. They have a pineapple jalapeno, and sounds
I,
disgusting, but it is the best pizza.
no, it doesn't sound I like pineapple on pizza though.
And their crust is like a croissant, and
Oh,
is you have to go check your stores and see if you have it. But
I don't think we
they were going to
do.
get rid of them. So I bought like 20 of them
Oh my gosh, where are you storing
in
these?
my
Do you
deep
have like
freezer. It's all full of pizza. My husband's like, "What are we doing with all this pizza?" I'm like, "Shh, it's my pizza."
yeah,
So,
fine, fine. It's fine to have a deep freezer full of pizza.
Surfboard pizza.
It's like you're a college student all over
I know,
again.
basically. It's like, when you're writing books and you're editing, you're like, "I don't have time for this. We're eating
No,
pizza again."
that's right. Oh, it gets so like release week. I'm like, gee, order something. Don't ask me to do
Don't ask
anything.
me any questions. We're done.
No, that's the thing I think you have to prepare yourself for on release week is that you lowered expectations from you in terms of like any other part of your job is you are fully focused only on the releasing of the book, and other people need to feed you.
I know I keep
You can't
telling myself it's
respond.
just a day. It's just a day. It's just a day. But I'm like, but it's like the day, the first day.
Yeah, yeah, and like have a bottle of champagne ready. Like just enjoy the process because sometimes that can be hard to do, right? Like sometimes we forget to enjoy the process
Yeah.
'cause we,
Yep.
yeah.
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 Well, what advice would you have for an aspiring author?
Um, just put words on a page. Like consistently put words on a page if it's something that you want to do, and join author groups and reader groups and be a reader, and be involved in that community. And when you find a group of people who are like your author community, just hold on to those because it's so great to have other.
Yeah.
Romance is highly dominated by women, and I feel so fortunate to have like such wonderful, lovely people as friends in this community, and it can be just such a lovely place to be.
It is, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us. Where else can we find you and support you online?
So I have a reader group. It's called Helena Hunting's Beaver Den, and that's where we talk all things books and whatever else is going on. Often hot guys, and you can also find me on TikTok at Helena Hunting and Instagram, and my website is helenahunting.com.
Yes, and everybody grab your copy of Bittersweet Heart Day. This is such a good one. If you haven't read the first one, grab it too. Do yourself a favor. They're so good. Such different books, but such lovable characters. I loved it. There
Thanks.
were so
I'm
many
so glad.
times reading this one that,
Yeah.
like her ex-husband, I was like,
Oh yeah, he's terrible. Yeah, yeah, he's a miserable
he'll make
piece of.
Helena will make you feel all the feels, the anger.
Yeah, we say that like I have a few villainous characters, and they all get to go to Fire Ant Island together. That's where they reside now.
That's where they need
Yeah,
to go. Fire Ant Island. That sounds amazing for them.
it is. perfect location for villains.
Perfect location. Well, everybody, make sure to follow Helena here on Amazon too, so you don't miss out on any of her upcoming releases. That way, when she does have a new book come out, which sounds like 2023 is going to be a very busy, amazing year for you. Yay for us as readers, because it's going to be delightful. So be sure to follow her here so you don't miss out on any of her books, because I know you're going to have so many amazing ones, and I'm so excited.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. This was so much fun. Stand by one moment, Amazon. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that follow button. I have Misty Walker on tomorrow to talk about her newest age gap romance. So good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.